Escúchame. Protect yourself at all times. Play limpio, play duro. Fight hard, fight clean. Good luck to both of you.
It is our main event. Vicious Victor Ortiz, the former champion, guided by Joseph Janik, Coach Haas. He is trying to get back to that world-class and championship level that he has enjoyed during the course of his 13-year professional career. But first, he must get past the 30-year-old Saul Corral. Ray Flores, Robert Guerrero, Jordan Hardy here, ringside. Robert, how important is it for Victor to start to demonstrate his superiority over Saul Corral early?
He got to come out. It's very important. He got to come out and establish his jab, establish his ring generalship in there. Let him know that he's in with the champion.
Victor Ortiz was stating to us that he is all about boxing and a straight left right down the middle that connects on the early going. But he has stopped taking acting gigs. He was in the Expendables. He was on Dancing with the Stars, and they're mixing it up early as Corral throws an uppercut that momentarily caught Ortiz.
Yeah, he was burning the candle at both ends, and in this sport, you got to have a lot of dedication and focus.
And Ortiz looks in very good shape as he steps in. He goes downstairs, and then he mixes up his attack by coming up on the chin of Corral. 70 seconds have elapsed in round one.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job getting in and landing those uppercuts and those body shots. Going to work to the body early is going to be crucial for this fight.
The last time we saw Victor Ortiz was back on April 30th at Carson, California, and Ortiz throws some chopping overhand left, and he gets out of the way of danger. He lost to Andre Berto in the fourth round. He had Berto down in the second, and a big left cross that landed momentarily caught the attention of Corral. Ortiz has power and an uppercut that backed up Corral. Corral, we saw him, he fought Josecito Lopez in April, and now Ortiz is on the offensive.
Oh yes, he coming off that fight with Josecito Lopez, it was a war. Had a cut early in the fight, got knocked down in the 10th, but he finished the fight.
He lost a unanimous decision. And for Corral, when he has made his way up in regards to competition, lost to Mike Alvarado, lost to Dieri Jean as well, lost to Saddam Ali. So he hasn't been successful when it comes to those top level names, but in his mind, the style of Victor Ortiz better suits him.
Oh yes, he's talking about the style that Ortiz brings works out in his favor. So far, Victor's been bringing him the fight, and he's been looking good.
And for Victor, he says he fights for his son, Victor Royal Ortiz, who is 1 month old, and now he's all about fighting for his 1 month old son. And look at Victor Ortiz sitting down with hooks on the inside against Saul Corral.
Oh yes, when you bring a child into this world, now it's not about yourself, so you go out there and you work extra hard and you dedicate yourself.
And that ends round one. And let's take a look at some of the work by vicious Victor Ortiz, which we have seen during the course of his career.
I'll get you another one.
Beautiful putting that pressure. He needs to stay a little more composed and pick his shots when he's right there.
Victor Ortiz there, guided by Joseph Janik, Coach Haas. And Victor Ortiz has bounced around when it comes to trainers. When we asked him why he decided to leave Joel Diaz, in which he was there for quite some time, he stated that, you know what, in Indio, California, there's not much to do there. I need to be able to live closer to home and do things to keep myself busy.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things, is keeping your mind clear and focused is it's a big part of it. And the one main thing is being comfortable where you train. And he's comfortable training where he's at now. I think it's going to work out for him.
Well, Victor Ortiz has been to nearly the top of the sport, having fought Floyd Mayweather back. That was on September 17, 2011, so nearly 6 years ago. But he has been in some fun matchups against the likes of Andre Berto, Lamont Peterson, Josecito Lopez, Marcos Maidana, 2-4 over his last 6. But now Ortiz is mixing in on the attack, and now he is just throwing caution to the wind. And he mixes in that left hook right there on the chin of Corral, and Corral is willing to throw back and retaliate.
Yes. He's kind of prepped out for a fight like this. Just if he can handle the punching power. Coming off that fight with Josecito Lopez, it was a tough war like this also.
You could tell that Ortiz has this sense of urgency, Robert, that he's starting off extremely strong and imploring his will on Corral.
Yes, it goes back to what I was saying, is staging your presence, your ring generalship, and him taking charge of the fight and doing what he wants to do.
And Ortiz is like a bull now, looking to muscle Corral, who is also 30 years of age.
Your right arm. Saul, suéltelo. Stop.
And Corral, when he ties up, and you could, Jack Reese warning Corral about tying up the arm. Could that be a sign, Robert, that Corral is hurt?
No, I don't think it's a sign. I think he's just being smart, weathering the storm, and tying up Victor and trying to get a break in the action.
Sort of shift his focus.
Yes, sir.
Victor Ortiz, who has been away from the ring for 15 months. When we asked him about if he's successful tonight, who would he like? He said, well, you know what, I'm going to do what my handlers tell me to do, but a third fight with Andre Berto certainly interests him. Also, there is the likes of maybe a rematch with Luis Collazo, who he suffered a defeat to back in 2014, over 3 years ago.
Stop.
And, you know, again, big names at 147, as you know quite well.
Oh, yes. I mean, the division's stacked. It's just about getting back into that position to be able to be in the right fight.
And he needs to pass the test, and Ortiz with a right hook, but Corral sneaks in an uppercut.
Yes, Victor landed a great left hook over the top. Appeared to wobble Corral a bit.
And Ortiz steps inside of the guard of Corral, and he lands a right hook on the jaw of Corral.
Saul, suéltelo, Saul.
Jack Reese wanting Corral to let go of the right arm of Victor Ortiz. Final moments of round 2 between Victor Ortiz and Saul Corral.
Don't do it. Box.
And that is the second time that Corral has been warned by Jack Reese. The long-awaited super fight between Floyd Money Mayweather and the notorious Conor McGregor is here. It all begins on Friday, August 25th with the weigh-ins live on FS1. Then Saturday, August 26th, the action's on Fox as we host a special pre-fight show at 6 p.m. followed by a huge preliminary card at 7 p.m. Eastern. And after the super fight, don't miss the post-fight commentary and interviews on FS1. Mayweather-McGregor, Saturday, August 26th. I certainly cannot wait. I was on the world tour. The energy is at a fever pitch. And boy, oh boy, August 26th cannot get here soon enough, Robert.
Oh, yeah, this is exciting. I can't wait to watch this fight either. You got the best of both sports coming in. Let's see it hash it out. I think it's going to be a great fight, a great event for both sides of the aisle with boxing and MMA.
And Saul Corral being guided there by his corner. What do you think that they are telling Saul Corral, and his trainer happens to be his father, Jose?
Yeah, Corral's coming in, trying to use his boxing, but that pressure Victor Ortiz is putting in, and then keeping his right foot on the outside is being able for him to get in quicker and put that pressure in where Corral's kind of trapped and he's not able to get out.
A straight left down the middle to the midsection of Corral, and Victor Ortiz sitting down on his punches. At the age of 30, Victor Ortiz informed us that he understands this is his last hurrah. He wants to give it a good 3 or 4 years and then decide to move back into the world of acting, but he has put acting on the back burner. And the demeanor for Victor Ortiz, he was very lighthearted in the fighter meetings, and in his mind, he's finally anchored himself to Joseph Janet, Coach Haas, who is now his lead trainer. Haas has been his assistant trainer for quite some time.
Yeah, since early in his career, so he's very comfortable with him, and I think it's a good match. And like I said before, where you're comfortable training and who you're comfortable training with, it goes a long way.
And Victor Ortiz, in that 15-month layoff, he was training for what he thought was going to be a matchup, and now time has been called, and we may have a deduction in point.
4 times.
Yes, we do. That was the 4th warning. Saul Corral being deducted a point for excessive holding.
You can't hold and hit. You can't do it.
Jack Reese is one of the best referees in the business, and he has verbally warned Saul Corral for excessive holding. Robert, do you agree with that deduction and point?
Oh, yes. You know, Victor's trying to come in and work, and every time he comes in, he's tying him up and holding him.
Don't forget to join us in the conversation on social media, PBC on FS1. A straight left right down the pipe for Victor Ortiz, followed by a hook. Again, use that hashtag PBC on FS1 and follow us at Premier Boxing and at FS1 as Victor Ortiz goes back to work against Saul Corral.
You can tell they're having the battle of trying to get that foot position with the lefty and a righty, and they keep stepping on each other's toes.
Does Ortiz show any signs of ring rust from what you're seeing so far, Robert?
No, not at all. It looks like he stayed busy in the gym and, stayed in shape. Like he said in the fighter meeting, he went back, took the time off, and rebuilt himself, and he looks good.
And in 3 years, Victor Ortiz has only fought once a year, and he was pretty adamant to us that he wants to be busier. Double right hook on the body.
Yeah, he was talking about being busy this year, and it's very important for a fighter to stay busy.
Separate.
Final moments, round 3. Victor Ortiz in control against Saul Corral. Victor Ortiz blocking some of the attack of Corral, and he steps inside with a blistering right hook. Ortiz opening up and demonstrating the power as he rocked Corral again.
Yeah, he's trying to get that overhand right, that overhand left, and that left hook.
Round 3 is in the books. And now let's toss it to the third member of our broadcast team. Here's Jordan Hardy.
Ray, thank you. I was over in Ortiz's corner the past couple rounds, and his corner's really telling him to not reach, to not crowd himself, but that's not necessarily his fault. Corral was tying up a lot, which that point was deducted in the last round, but let off these combos. And you guys said you guys don't really see ring rust, but I do, you have to consider the fact it's under the lights. It's a different environment than just sparring and training every day. So, but we'll see what he does in this next round, what he implements. They really want him to watch out for that right uppercut from Corral that he's landed a few times. But he has to do that by just staying out the way, and they want him to move his feet a little more and stay nice and tight. Right, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jordan. Here is the deduction in point that Saul Corral had for excessive holding.
Yeah, he was holding him pretty tight, tying him up, wrapping his arm in, and not letting it go.
Victor Ortiz was very honest with us after the loss to Andre Berto. He said he went down a bad path. He was doing things that he wasn't supposed to. He was partying too much, but it was Coach Haas, Joseph Janik, which grabbed him by the neck and said, look, do you want to get your life together? And at that moment, it sort of clicked for Victor Ortiz. And since that time, 1 month ago, who he's with, they decided they had a child, Victor Royal Ortiz, and the middle name Royal is because he grew up in Kansas City, and that is a homage to the Kansas City Royals, his favorite baseball team, because Ortiz did grow up in Garden City, Kansas.
Oh, yes. Knowing his background coming up,
Separate from each other.
partying and stuff like that, it really makes you think back on that fight with Berto. How much better he would have been in that ring.
Well, now 30 and drops Corral, and he is on the deck. Corral doesn't even know where he is. Corral rises to his feet after he was lit up by a straight left.
I'm going to give you one tiempo. Give me your gloves. Give me your gloves. Get this again.
Yeah, it was a beautiful left hand.
Victor Ortiz going back on the attack, looking to bring an end to the night for